How you doing, Woodworker? Today we're going to have a head-to-head battle of table saw blades. A $150 table saw blade versus a $35 saw blade. So I had a viewer of this channel. He sent me in the mail a Forrest 10-inch saw blade 40 tooth. These things retail at about $150 if you look on Rockler and other places like that. It's a very expensive saw blade. Most likely I would have not bought this on my own. I buy Diablo blades. This is about a $35 blade on Amazon. Links to both of these blades will be in the description if you're interested. I've been using Diablo blades for a long time and they've worked perfectly fine for me. However, the viewer wanted to know if I could tell a difference between the two. He is not associated with Forrest. I know him personally. Do you really think, comment below right now before we even get into the video, if you think that the $150 blade is worth it versus the $35 blade, and why you think so, because I want to know. So I'm going to put these blades on the saw and we're going to cut a variety of different woods. We'll cut some soft wood like pine. We'll cut a little bit of plywood, even though the 40 tooth is going to be, I would think, at a disadvantage because it's made for crosscut or ripping. It says table saw rip and crosscut. So it's made for that type things, for ripping boards. It's not really made for sheet goods, I wouldn't think. We'll see. I have some Purple Heart. I have some really hard exotic wood. We'll cut each one and see if I can tell the difference, and then we'll follow up at the end. Well, let's see. I got to put them on first. Now listen, I know that the Diablo is a 60 tooth, the Forrest is a 40 tooth, so we're already at a 20 tooth difference there. It's okay, I think. I mean, $150 blade, I'd be able to, we'll just see what the difference is. It may or may not make a difference. She's unplugged. So she's had seen better days. I mean, it's still not a dull blade. I have a hard time throwing away blades. I'll hang on to it. I'm always worried I'm going to drop that nut down in that dust collection and then have a time to get that thing out of there. So she's had seen better days. I mean, it's still not a dull blade. So this says it's designed for hardwoods, softwoods, plywood, melamine, MDF, crosscut, rips. Brand new, out of the package. It's the only fair way to do it, right? Good gravy, tight fit. Snugged her up. All right, I got that brand new Diablo blade in there. So I have a piece of Purple Heart, a standard 2x4, and then a piece of Chechen. It's Caribbean rosewood. And the reason I picked these two pieces is because they're really dense feeling. I know that Purple Heart is extremely hard. I used it on some mallets. And then this Chechen, or this Caribbean rosewood, is extremely heavy. It's about the same heft as the Purple Hearts. Working the grain hardwoods in Benton County, Arkansas, around Bentonville, sent me a variety pack to play with. So I'm gonna cut some strips out of this that I'm not gonna waste it. So we'll just do some 1/2-inch strips so that I can take these 1/2-inch pieces and use them as inlays or something later.
Start it up.
So straight away, the pine went like a hot knife through butter. I expected that. It's really soft wood. Any decent blade's gonna cut that just fine. On the Chechen, this redwood, I felt a little bogging when I was pushing it through. It cut really clean, no issues there. Went through just fine. This is a Diablo blade, done fine. On the Purple Heart, as soon as it started biting that Purple Heart, I could feel that resistance. I could tell a difference between that and the other two woods immediately. And I don't know if Chechen's harder than Purple Heart. Maybe something I need to look up and let you guys know. But it still cut it clean, no burn marks, nothing like that. But I could tell a difference when it started bogging. Let's put the Forrest blade on and make those 3 cuts and see if there's any difference. So this Forrest, it's a Woodworker II model blade. It comes with this silicone around the teeth, I guess, to keep it from rusting or something, protection. I don't know, that's a question for Forrest. I'm sure they have a purpose for that silicone, but it's pretty annoying. So here we go, Forrest Woodworker II, big old teeth. My, what big teeth you have. Well, I do know that this is kind of a silly thing, but the arbor is a lot snugger than, or the arbor hole, is that right? The hole where the bolt goes through to tighten it onto your saw is a lot less clearance than the Diablo, and it fits tighter. I think that's a good thing. So the tolerances are better. If I can put this bolt on or nut on without dropping it down in the dust collection today, I will call that an accomplishment because I've been very close so far. It's just such a tight fit down there, man. It's like, why? We can't do something. I mean, all the modern tech, we can put a man on the moon. We can't make enough space to put a nut on a bolt. Well, we're about to see if there's any difference. So I did not cut a piece of plywood earlier with that Diablo blade. I should have, I forgot. I've cut it hundreds of times on many projects that I've on this channel, so I know what it's like, and I know what the finish looks like when it gets through cutting. So I have a pretty good idea. So that's what we'll do first. I'm gonna cut a piece of plywood with a Forrest blade.
Start it up.
Now, out of the box is a whole lot different than weeks and months of use. I understand that. Out of the box, cutting each type of wood for a 40-tooth blade, there is no splintering or nothing on that plywood. It cut it smooth. It's a brand new blade, I understand that, but it cut it smooth. Now, for this Chechen and Purple Heart, this is the Forrest blade. I got a little burning on there on this side. The Diablo blade got less burning, and it was right there. You can barely see it, or you can see it pretty good right there, just in that one spot. The Purple Heart didn't burn at all using the Diablo blade. That little blade burn. That stuff sands off, it's not a big deal, but just to show you that the Forrest blade actually done that. I don't know if it's the oils and stuff that was on there or what the deal was. As far as pushing through, it actually, I don't know if it bound up or what, but it was a little more resistance on the pine than the Diablo blade. And then, well, when I started cutting the hardwoods, I did notice a difference. I don't know if it's the 60 versus 40 tooth, but the Forrest blade, the Purple Heart went through much smoother. I didn't feel that bog that I got on the 60 tooth. And then on the Chechen, it bogged a little, very similar to what the Diablo had. And of course, this is all subjective, my thoughts and feelings on how it felt when I pushed it through the blade. Worth $150? Man, it better last a long time, is all I gotta say, because that's a lot of money for a blade. Most people can spend $150 on a tool for their whole shop or for building things. And so if you're looking at spending $150 on one blade, I know these can be resharpened, but so can the Diablo. Forrest, I think, resharpens their blades for like 25 bucks. So I just Googled it. Forrest resharpens a 40-tooth blade for $27 per blade. And then it costs you $12 to ship it. So even at that point, you're resharpening this blade for what it costs you to buy a Diablo blade. If it's me and my suggestion, using this saw for the type of projects I'm using, I'm buying Diablo blades all day long, because those Diablo blades will last a very long time. I use them for months at a time, and I don't even have them resharpened. It's $35. I just buy another one and put it on there, and we keep rocking. And for $35 versus $150, I can buy several Diablos. How many Diablos can I buy? I can buy 4.2 Diablo blades for the cost of one Forrest blade. I'm not saying Forrest blade's not an excellent blade. Obviously it is. They've got a huge following. But for a beginner woodworker, man, you don't need that Forrest. That Diablo blade is just perfectly fine. That's my findings. That's my thoughts on it. You tell me if I'm wrong. Drop a comment below. Let me know why I'm wrong about that Forrest blade or why I'm right about that Diablo blade. So what I'll do is I'll leave that Forrest blade on my saw and use it for the next month or so and see how it does in the long term. I think that would be the only fair way to gauge it. But for this video, new versus new, I think the Diablo wins all day. Cost is the main thing. Now, as far as cut, they cut similar to me. There's not enough difference there, in my opinion, to say, hey, buy that $150 blade. I'd much rather you buy that $35 blade and get much more use out of it and save that money to put towards something else. Thank you for watching. Click that box right there. It takes us to the next set of videos. If you click that box, you get that big old virtual fist bump. Also, you click that box right there is another one of my favorite. If you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button. Click the bell icon next to it so you get notified of all the new content we've got coming. I appreciate you watching.